Hi everybody, I'm Jim Kemp with 705 CNC. Hey, we've developed a new little product that a lot of people are really excited about. It's called Looper, and it's all things DNC for CNC machines. So anything in terms of file transfer, either upload, download, if you want to do drip feeding, if you want to capture deep print statements from your G code, like if you've got a wireless probe and you want to collect that data, this box just sits up here and it does all things in terms of handling that for you. So, like everybody else, I got this machine. It's a 1994 VF5, and it came with a floppy drive. Tried using a conversion kit to turn it into a thumb drive machine. So I've got a special thumb drive that's formatted just for this machine. But you've got to transfer this back and forth. It's a real pain in the neck. And even when you transfer a file, you've got to type it in. So this box just makes all those kind of problems go away. So in this video, we'll give you a quick introduction to the box and show you what it's capable of. Okay, this is what Looper looks like when it's sitting in the idle state. It's just got the time and date on the display. I guess it's from the network, so it gets this automatically. You don't have to set this. And this is the exact time of date. And also, if you care to set the zip code, Looper will go out and get the closest weather reporting station and show it on the display here at the bottom corner so you can know what it is outside. So Looper's just sitting here waiting for a file to be sent over the network. So for the network side of it, it has both an Ethernet port and a Wi-Fi port. So this particular one is connected to both. I've got both an Ethernet cable and it's connected to Wi-Fi. So if I rotate the knob here, it shows me an IP number for the Ethernet, and if I rotate it some more, it shows me the IP number for Wi-Fi. So I just push the knob back in. It's kind of like the escape key, and it goes back to the idle point. So Looper's just sitting here waiting for a file to be transferred to it over the network so that it can transfer it to the host. One of the other really powerful features of Looper is its ability to sit here and capture any deep print statements. So a lot of people don't appreciate these deep print statements. So there's an example of one right here, deep print warm-up started. So this is our warm-up program that we often run in the mornings to warm up the spindle. So whenever this program starts, it's going to kick out this message over the serial port. So if I hit memory here and hit run, Sarah Machines takes off, and if you look up here, you'll see a new deep print has been captured. Warm-up has started. So Looper captured that and put it into a log file. So that's really handy to know what's going on with your machine. So the message is automatically put on the display, but after 15 seconds it times out. But if you ever want to see them, you can just hit the list button here, and now you can scroll backwards through and there it is, the time and date that it happened and the message itself. And if I keep rolling the knob, there's the previous deep print statement. So that part number, or part count 3413 was completed 5 a.m. And I can keep rolling backwards through these till I get to the first message for that part. See if I can get it. Yeah, here's the part number. This case, part number or part count 3413 started at 4:33 a.m. So you can see that from the time delta exactly how long it took to make that part, which is really, really cool. So these are a really handy way of logging. And of course, you can see these on the machine, but you can also see them through the web interface. One of the other really handy features is you can see measurements. So you can put variables embedded into those print messages so that you can log them. If you've got a probe like we do and we're making measurements, you can log those into your log file, which is really, really powerful. And as soon as you're done, you can either let the display time out or you just push the button. It goes back to its idle state, ready to continue capturing these messages. Back on my laptop now, and we're going to try and make a network connection to Looper. So as you remember before, when we were at the host, we could rotate the knob and we could see what his IP number and host name is. So on the with a let's see, Chrome running. I'm just going to type in vf2-1.local, which is host name, and the web. This is being generated from Looper itself. So this web page is generated on the box and is viewable across your network. So there's 4 main tabs here. There's the dashboard, and this is probably what you're going to use most of the time here is uploading files. We'll come back to that in a minute here. And then COM settings. This is where you would set up specific communication settings to your machine. So, and then the host name here is how the box is referenced on your network. Lets you set up, both Wi-Fi and your Ethernet connection, and you can have static or dynamic IP numbers. So don't worry if you don't understand all this stuff. It's pretty well spelled out in the manual. So then the third one up here is the log file. And this is the complete list of log file. On the machine, if you remember, we were looking at just the dprint statements. It filters down. This is the complete list of everything that happens on the machine. You can then, if you wanted to, you can download this. You hit this button, and it would ask you for a file name to be created on your computer, and it would download this into a text file that you could then load into Excel or some other program to parse through. The fourth tab up here is the manual. So if you click on manual, again, this is coming from the box. So your manual is always available, so you never have to worry about that. And this is all linked together in, a pretty complete list of how-tos. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Oh, and then to go back, you would just click dashboard up here, and it takes you back to this first tab from the manual. We're back on the dashboard panel here, and there's a few buttons here that you might use to control the box remotely. You could reboot the box. You could clear the uploads area. So if you downloaded a file to the box and you change your mind, you can just hit this button and it would clear all files. It just deletes all the files that are in the uploads directory. So to actually upload a file, you just click this button and you find a file on your computer that you want to upload. So as an example, I'll click this one and click open. So now the file is ready to be actually uploaded. So if I click this second button, upload, and you can see the file has been uploaded to the box successfully. So now if I went over to the HOS, I would see on the LCD screen that this file is now ready to be downloaded to the HOS. So the file name appears here on the screen. Now it's ready for downloading. And to do that, it's just super simple. You just hit this List Programs button. You make sure that you're got the bottom word All highlighted. And you just simply hit this Receive RS-232. So you hit that button. You come up here on Looper, you hit the Download button. You can see the progress bar as well as the blocks being downloaded. And just that quick, it downloaded, I think that file was a 45K file size. And the file's selected and ready to be run or edited or whatever. Just that quick and easy. To do the opposite is just as easy with Looper. If you want to back up all your files from your machine or to back up a single file, maybe you want to edit them on your laptop and then send them back down to Looper, it's just as easy. So to back up all the files, again, you just make sure the word on a HOS, you just make sure the word all is highlighted. You come down here and hit the Send RS-232. Then you come up on Looper and hit Download. And you can see it's now working through the files and sending them a block at a time. This counter is counting blocks. And after a few minutes, not even a minute, it will go through all the programs that are in memory and send them up to Looper. And then from there, you can grab them across the network or use the web interface again to download them all. One other big feature that Looper has is the ability to do drip feeding. It's just a matter of sending your file over the network to Looper. You put it in the drip feed directory. We're going to make a separate video about all this, so we'll go into all the details there, show exactly how to do it. But in a nutshell, Looper has about 20 gigs of file space storage, so it's about 1,000 times more memory than the HOS has. So plenty of space to store your program. In fact, if you need more space than that, get a hold of us and we'll build you a special looper that has even more storage space. But 20 gigs should handle most applications. So the really nice feature about using Looper to do drip feeding is on the display, as the drip feed process progresses, there'll be a bar graph and it'll show you exactly where you are in the program as a progress. So it really works well. So just to wrap this up, we've worked really hard on Looper. It's got fantastic hardware built into it. We didn't really talk about that much, but there's a full-blown single-board computer inside, multi-core processor running at 2.5 gigahertz, I believe, tons of memory. So the hardware has tons of ability. So it, makes for web pages. It does databases. The logging, all that stuff built in, automatic. So we'll make some follow-up videos in the future on some of the more detailed stuff. But if you're interested in Looper, we have a online store. It's at loopercnc.com. And you can post a message there or actually purchase Looper directly through that website. Thanks a lot, and talk to you later.